Hello everyone. This is Plague Doctor here for a last-minute scrimcast here. Did not know it was happening until about 10 minutes ago, so getting into it here, looks like we do have Aesir versus .exe, actually a bit of a cross-league gameplay here, with Aesir fighting .exe, which is a BLC team rather than a VRML team, so we'll see how this works out between the two teams. I'm excited to see, what maybe the different playstyles will look like. Obviously, there's some crossover between the leagues sometimes, but, trying to see how BLC does it maybe a little bit differently, maybe with different league rules. I have to admit, I'm not ultimately too familiar with the BLC rule set, so we'll see if maybe they have some different playstyle here because of maybe more strict, play spacing rules. But it's also a scrim, so the VRML teams don't necessarily have to stick to the official VRML rules. Especially with this matchup here, we do have Aesir with Hotline, Sleeping Thug, Ninja Tim, Invincible, and LFT. A lot of these players, very popular, very notable throughout the community. Especially you have Hotline, who, a lot of the casters, I've heard Bob and a few other people, along with a lot of the community, saying Hotline is the best Breachers player almost ever so far. I haven't personally seen a lot of his gameplay, so I'm hoping to see some really neat plays come out over the course of the scrim. Looks like our first map is going to be Hideout. I can't really look at .exe's stats when it comes to Hideout. However, I can look at Acer stats. I will be pulling those up in just a second. But for now, I'm excited to see these cross-league scrims. It's a good way to, get the word out about Breachers, with people maybe not even knowing that BCL is a thing, or others not even knowing that VRML is a thing. Obviously, maybe it's somewhat hard to know if VRML is a thing because of the VRML banners in the Breachers lobby, but, it is possible. Looks like we will have Acer starting on defense for Hideout, with .exe starting on offense. Also down a player, unfortunately, missing out on one of their rostered members, I think. They do maybe have a tryout, Dusty, unless he just has a different tag. See how this works out. Looks like we will be having a standard garage push here from .exe. Looking at the utility usage, we have a lot of utility coming out here from Acer on defense, getting some Spectrals and getting 2 Incendiaries and 2 Frag Grenades. We're seeing them, a lot of these VRML teams, switch over to Incendiaries to be able to hold points, especially with the buff. There's a lot to be used, especially some teams are going with an Incendiary and a Smoke sometimes. Smokes are also coming out a lot more. People maybe using these more underutilized utility. Obviously, Incendiaries weren't really underutilized. Sleeping Thug maybe going for a quick cheeky peek here out of the top floor window. Maybe just waiting to see if the hatch gets blown. We do have Todd back by the car watching that window. Might have an encounter here with Sleepy Thug. Sleepy Thug leaning out, getting immediately killed by Todd after Parasite takes only a couple hits there. Some great peek guard there. Hotline peeking out, getting killed by Zephyrin with a grenade as well as a pistol. Well done to them. Ninja Tim getting a great grenade kill on Zephyrin, as well as Invincible getting a kill off on Dusty with the Spectral, but now stuck here by the cabinet. LFT flanking, taking out Todd after Lyrics takes out Invincible. Parasite and Lyrics alone now on opposite sides of the B point. LFT getting killed in garage by Parasite. Now Ninja Tim on a 1v2. .exe holds a single foam, blowing into the wall. Ninja Tim taking out a great peek there on Parasite. Now alone on the doorway. Lyrics getting peeked while he's reloading. Ninja Tim not able to take out Lyrics. .exe able to claim pistol round for themselves. A great first round to take and get a lot of extra utility with the economy they can grab. We'll see if they go for maybe a force buy. Todd definitely does have enough for a rifle. Dusty just barely not there. Looks like we will have just pistol buy here from Acer. Unfortunately, going down a round, so the most they could really buy would be an Omen and a Viper in the case of Hotline. So it looks like they will be just going for a save, with Sleeping Thug going for a silenced and sighted Jesper. Personal favorite of mine. I personally like the Jesper quite a bit, but I don't suggest other people use it typically. It's just not a viable gun choice most of the time. We do have Parasite with an Omen along with Dusty holding down an Omen. Looks like they will be going for just a meta A push, along with heading towards this hatch. Meanwhile, we do have Aesir holding down A point here, with Hotline and Invincible both trying to hold it down. No defensive utility, is trying to save as much money as they can. They do have Ninja Tim with 2 incendiaries, along with Invincible holding down a frag for his team. Looks like we will just have the standard meta push here. We do have Dusty seeing if there's anyone who's going to rush out that door, try to get any early picks. Todd is info peeking here, trying to get some information. We do have Hotline getting some hits off on the front door, so not able to get any kills. A great grenade there, almost taking the health down from Invincible. Lyrics able to take out Sleeping Thug on the opposite side of the building, almost going down himself. There's no stims on either team, so they're going to have to deal with the health they have. LFT on the flank, trying to punish any roams. Lyrics now opening up that wall. Hotline is up on the box here, trying to get some early picks off if that wall does open up. We do have the wall opening up, but it looks like actually a B rotate is called, with LFT able to take out one of the roamers to the wall, getting chased here by Todd. .exe now has full B control here. Hotline getting a great leaner on the plant there. Hotline trying to take out Zephyr, and LFT getting a great kill off on Todd. Now has EMP in the back hallway, as well as claiming an Omen. Parasite down to 1 health, stuck inside the point with Hotline, trying to punish the push here. Dusty trying to watch out for any flanks. LFT biding his time. He does have the EMP, so he's able to just wait. Hotline unfortunately gets taken out on that peak, but now not much health between these two team members. LFT does lose the Omen, unfortunately, as it gets stuck in the wall. Parasite at 1 health, LFT at 48. LFT is, I believe, 2-shot. .exe is 1-shot. Could get utiled out here, but unfortunately LFT just does not have any utility to take him down. LFT, not quite sure where he's going to be coming from. Peeks this bedroom door, just not soon enough. And he doesn't get the kill off. Parasite getting a great kill off on... on LFT. .exe now up 2 rounds on Hideout. Well done to them. They have a pretty dominant lead for economy-wise now. Looks like Aesir is going to be going for a force buy here, other than Invincible, who can't get anything above an SMG, unfortunately. We do have .exe going for a soft buy. We have 3 rifles and an SMG coming out. Dusty will most likely grab a rifle as well, if I had to guess. They're pretty comfortably able to buy these rifles. I believe most of them will be able to afford next round if they win or lose. Aesir maybe reevaluating their defense here, trying to cover these meta pushes, knowing that .exe is liking to go for these meta pushes and pushing together. You know, something that's really important I've been seeing is they are trying to get refrags rather than just pushing alone and getting killed one at a time. They are going for the meta push here onto Jim. There's no one watching that A window. No one really needs to, however. Looks like we do have LFT going all the way upstairs. Looking at the utility, there's not a ton of utility being used by the defenders. Not a ton of defensive utility either. We do have LFT upstairs, maybe trying to peek this window. Not able to see anyone if he does. If he does peek out, he might be able to get a cheeky kill off here. He gets flicked by Dusty. Hotline does take out Lyrics, however. And Parasite gets taken out as well. Dusty absolutely flicking LFT there. What a fantastic shot. Hotline backing up into the back of the storage room here, almost getting grenaded out. Luckily, he did move. Zephyrin pushing straight in, getting killed by Hotline on a great peek. Looks like we just have Todd now stuck in point, getting wall-banged. Dusty trying to info peek, getting killed by a great grenade from Invincible. Ninja Tim play spacing out Todd. Todd, unfortunately, was just stuck behind that wall. They knew where he was. There wasn't much he could do in that situation. Well done to them. Alrighty. Now, Aesir claiming their first round of the scrim, able to go into a force buy here and be able to afford next round because of that loss bonus. Meanwhile, .exe hurting a little bit for economy now that they did force buy. Unfortunately, we're not able to get all rifles this time. Zephyrin now down to a Spectral. Aesir maybe swinging this back in their direction because of that that clutch win. Pod unfortunately just got stuck inside the point. It's a rough time to be those .exe players, just getting denied on the push immediately. Looks Looks like we do have just a standard push here from .exe. LFT getting a little more bold with these roams sitting directly beside the door. We'll see if Todd checks his corners on the way in. I'm not seeing any drones here from .exe. They don't really drone much at all. Opting to just go in themselves. LFT straight on here, getting a good kill off. Able to escape with his life as well. A good trade there. Zephyrin and Lyrics both inside on the top floor, trying to get info peeked out. We have Zephyrin pushing up towards the wall, along with Lyrics trying to guard out that A door. Looks like we do have just that meta push still being held down. Lyrics foaming the wall, preparing to push around and take out Hotline. Hotline getting a great flick off, taking down Lyrics suddenly at .exe on a 1v3 here. Parasite up on the hatch blow, trying to guard any rotates. We do have Sleeping Thug sitting in B, trying to guard the team first point. Meanwhile, .exe not having too many people in the building. Zephyrin, the only one in the building right now. Maybe just not quite sure what they want to push. LFT taking this nice and slow. Not trying to rotate out, just trying to get some info by listening. Aesir playing this somewhat cautious, but against a team that's pushing this aggressively, you kind of need to play cautious in order to win this out. Dusty does get taken down. Sorry, Dusty takes down LFT. Zephyrin does take out Hotline as well. Suddenly, on a 3v3, Aesir does hold the health advantage. Zephyrin does have a stim, however. Once it charges up. Looks like we do have Zephyrin peeking around here, getting leaned by Sleeping Thug. Parasite maybe calling a rotate here to B. Watching their flank. A3, so Dusty and Invincible both trading hits, but not getting the kill off either way. Parasite does get taken down by Sleeping Thug. He's pretty low, but he does get stimmed up. Dusty now alone on a 1v3, and Ninja Tim takes him down, suddenly bringing it to 2-2. Looking at the stats here, we do have LFT leading at 5-4 with Ninja Tim just behind at 5-2, just winning out. Looks like LFT just winning out score-wise by getting hits. Meanwhile, over on .exe, 3 kills held down by Parasite and Lyrics, Dusty at 4, and Zephyrin at 2, Todd at 1. Pretty evenly spread out here between both teams, actually. You know, you're not seeing a definite front-runner either way. Both these teams playing very well together, I would say. This scrim could really go either way, especially with the economy right now. Unfortunately, .exe just not able to keep up their momentum for those first 2 rounds. Aesir able to get their feet under them. Now very comfortably able to buy. If .exe can get this round off, they'll set themselves up very well for switch round. Lyrics going for a bit of a pixel walk there. Maybe he'll stay on it, maybe he won't. Could be different rules over there in BLC. Don't think you could fit a Spectral on that. Looks like we are going to have a standard garage push here. We do have LFT guarding the garage for his team. Does have a static down so that he can hold that box if he wants to. Hotline rotating in to hold it with him. Parasite is going in downstairs to take out any roamers. Along with Dusty peeking it, hoping there's someone on the stairs. We do have Sleeping Thug out in theater here, trying to punish the front door push with Dusty leaning around. Is not able to see him. Setting off the proc, Sleeping Thug decides to push, doesn't see anyone. Do have Sleeping Thug just biding his time. LFT does take out Zephyrin. Now stuck in the garage, however, getting picked there by Todd. But peeked there by Todd. Todd does get taken out by LFT. A great response. Dusty stuck outside the building, trying to take out Sleeping Thug. Parasite does take out Hotline from the stairs. Sleeping Thug now knows he can't get across to his teammates in garage. Doesn't necessarily need to. EMP is dropped on the bench. Parasite is on the stairs here. Knows there's someone. Sleeping Thug might get banged here if he doesn't have his gun up, unfortunately. Suddenly, 3v3. Aesir does hold health advantage still, but LFT is stuck in the garage. He can't leave because of Lyrics holding that door down. Maybe he doesn't want to leave, though. He's just trying to get an early pickoff. An unfortunate incendiary there just goes onto the car rather than actually taking anything out. Getting some info peeks here. Parasite trying to get some info peeks for his team since he's so low. A great flash there. Dusty able to take out LFT. Ninja Tim stuck behind the blue boxer because the incendiary does get taken down. Invincible suddenly alone on B point. Not a lot of health spread out between these .exe players, but not much is needed if you're on a 3v1. Invincible does have a stim, and .exe does have 3 stims between them, so they can just wait a second and heal up. They have 45 seconds. Invincible is actually in laundry right now. So he can't really clear this point out. He is going to have to try to clean out these players and push in on the point himself. He does take out Lyrics, which these players now know where he is. Parasite, surprisingly, not wallbanging that. There we go. He does wallbang that. Invincible does get banged a few times. Dusty now up on the bench trying to take him out. EMP is not down. Trying to go for the plant here. Invincible does have his gun up, does take out Parasite, but Dusty's able to get the refrag there. .exe able to squeeze out another round here on Hideout, taking Garage again on these meta pushes, doing very well to maintain their momentum here. Let's see. Looking at the push here, we do have Switch round coming up. .exe able to buy full rifles, but actually Aesir not able to get a full buy-in because of that loss. The economy swinging back in .exe's favor just before the switch. Suddenly, LFT now at 7-5, and Dusty at 7-4. Maybe some frontrunners coming up here now. Looks like we will just be having a standard meta push here from .exe, but I'm not quite sure what we would expect otherwise. It is what a lot of these teams are good at. Sometimes you want to have consistency in these scrims. LFT is up on the bench here, maybe trying to get some early picks off. Looking at the utility here, they have just buying every single piece of utility they can afford. LFT may get a pick off here. If he can just get a pick. Hotline trying to get a blind fire off with that Cadillo. Maybe trying to bait for LFT. A great grenade. Nearly taking out Parasite, able to get the kill off on LFT. LFT just not able to see him soon enough. Invincible in the back of storage here. Might get the hatch blown directly on top of him. Parasite does see him, but is not able to shoot in time. Suddenly, .exe on a 5v4. A good situation for them. Parasite looking to crouch in. There is no trips here. Invincible biding his time on this door blocker. Ninja Tim, none the wiser. The Parasite's in the point, able to take out Ninja Tim. Hotline trying to defend with that Cadillo. Does get a kill off on Parasite as well as Todd. Sleeping Thug does take out Lyrics as well. Suddenly, .exe on a 2v3. Zephyrin does blow the hatch here, trying to get an early kill off on someone on the side there. Hotline overextends a little bit beneath that hatch. Does get taken out there by Zephyrin. Invincible below the hatch here, stuck in storage. Sleeping Thug in connector. Looks like a late round drone here from Dusty, trying to just get any information they can. Checking behind. Counter here. Does see the player in the corner. Looks to rotate in and punish. Invincible stuck outside the point here. Trying to flash out these players. Invincible now behind the door blocker. Dusty trying to info peek into the point. Does bait out the trips. Trying to go in and plant now. And a great incendiary. Invincible does take out Zephyrin. Suddenly Dusty on a 2v1 here. Invincible biding his time here. Not getting too aggressive. Waiting to hear some sound cues. I believe his gun barrel gets seen there by Dusty, and then he pushes out with his gun down, unfortunately. But Sleeping Thug gets a great wallbang off on Dusty, able to take him out, maybe with the call-out from his teammate. Now 3-3. Well done there from Aesir to tie it up. .exe now on defense. Looks like we did have an Aesir player unfortunately drop. Bot Lawrence holding down the EMP for their team. Unfortunately, Aesir may have to willingly go down a player in order to claim the EMP for themselves. Hotline looks to be calling the shots here, trying to get people in different places. We do have some offensive gadgetry coming out here from Aesir. As long with drone, we didn't see too many drones there from .exe on their offensive half. So maybe we'll see some good droning here from Aesir. Their player has not come back yet. Actually, now Ninja Tim has come back. He's able to get his gun and has EMP. Luckily, Aesir does not have to kill one of their players in order to have the EMP. Some very high impact gameplay here. High action. Not much downtime. Alrighty, looks like we do have a breaching foam there from LFT, which is going to be used most likely to blow that garage wall. We do have a very early grenade coming out, taking out the drone immediately. Now these players having to go in without any information at all. Another grenade there, almost taking down both Ninja Tim and Hotline. A great early incendiary there from Parasite. I believe, that got some great hits off. Suddenly, these Aesir players down quite a bit of health immediately. Ninja Tim up on the roof. LFT still does have that foam. Looks like they may be rotating towards A. Trying to cover themselves here so they don't get killed on the way. Looks like an A rotate may be called here. Or heading up to roof. Not quite sure. Trying to just cover all of their angles. We do have Zephyrin holding a lean peek here on theater, trying to get some cheeky kills off. Does get a great kill off there on Hotline, just holding the right angle there. Todd covering their back. Invincible trying to get a refrag here, just not able to get any hits off. These teams now knowing, and .exe now knowing that Aesir has rotated to A. They do have a flank guard here from Sleeping Thug. Lyrics may get caught out by this flank guard. Looks like we do have now Lyrics getting caught by the flank guard there. Suddenly on a 2v2 here with .exe very low on health. LFC does take some damage. But Todd, one shot to basically anything right now. Looks like another rotate is called. Sleeping Thug and LFT rotating back around to B. They'll be uncontested on entrance. Able to just push straight in. Sleeping Thug does take out Dusty, and LFT does take out Todd. Aesir now on 4 and 3. Calling some good rotates there. Able to, you know, on pistol round, there's only so much defensive gadgets that .exe can hold. So Aesir is pretty free to rotate, especially knowing how many players are left. Looks like we do have a force buy here from Aesir, getting, I believe, 2 Vezins? Only 1 Vezin. LFT holding down a Vezin. Looks like they do lose another player. Ninja Tim just coming in and out of the scrim. Maybe just having some internet troubles. .exe going for an SMG force buy here. Not able to afford much more. Looks like they do have some offensive gadgets coming out here. They do have a frag and an incendiary. Pretty exciting matchup here. Match is going very, very quickly. But it's been, you know, a great fun to watch the whole time. Looking at the stats here, after Switch, we do have Parasite going 7 and 6 and Dusty going 8 and 6. Some pretty high stats between the two teams. As well as LFT going 9 and 6, holding down a 1.5 KD, which is very respectable, especially for this matchup here. Exciting to see these cross-league scrims, just to see what's possible. Bot Callum seems to be going in. He's unfortunately going to get killed by Todd, most likely. Hotline trying to guard the bot, or get the refrag for the bot, even. Callum pushing in. He does have a shotgun. If Todd gets unlucky here, he could actually get killed. He does get killed by Bot Callum! Oh my goodness! That is so unfortunate. The gun choice there. That Callum had a shotgun and does actually take him out. Oh my goodness. Looks like we do have an early plant here from LFT. Aesir holding down this point pretty dominantly. My goodness, I can't believe he got taken out by the bot. What an unfortunate timing mistake there. Just not able to take the bot down fast enough. Zephyrin now on a 1v5 here. They don't really have anything to save. They just try to claim a weapon there. LFT does take out Zephyrin. Aesir claiming their 5th round here. Now 2 rounds ahead. We'll see if we get the same pattern here with .exe. If claims 2 rounds in a row to even it up. We'll hope they can get some momentum. Here on bottom floor, it could go really either way. Economy-wise, you know, they can't call as easy of a rotate. Aesir can't call as easy of a rotate as they could in the past few rounds. So we'll see what they do. Looks like Ninja Tim is going to be going for a Knut, having served bot Callum very well. We do have .exe trying to hold down these points with gunplay alone, not really having any defensive gadgets, and who can blame them? They don't have a lot of money to work with here. Looks like Aesir is going to be going just for a standard push. They have 3 Vezins and a Rill and a Knut, trying to just get some great bullets down range. Maybe trying to play off each other as much as they can in order to reclaim weapons that they lose. Pushing straight into Jim, it seems. Sleeping Thug foaming the wall. Parasite set up right beside it. May try to hot swing it. swinging through. Ninja Tim almost getting taken down here. Ninja Tim does get taken down by Parasite as Invincible gets the refrag. Suddenly, both teams down a player. Great grenade there, almost taking out LFT and Hotline. Zephyrin peeking through, getting taken out by LFT. Todd up on the railing, trying to play space, does play space and take out Hotline, but LFT does take out Todd, as well as Invincible takes out Lyrics. Suddenly, Dusty on a 1v3 against Aesir. What a quick round there, with LFT getting the plant off to end the round. But oh my goodness, some fantastic gunplay from Aesir there, trying to hold down the points, trying to get entrance in. Unfortunately, .exe just not able to just take them out and just keep them out of that point. Such a crucial time to keep them out, but unfortunately, they just couldn't get it off. Looks like we do have a force buy here from .exe. What else are they going to do? You know, they really need to get this round off. They need to get some momentum. They need to get 4 rounds in a row here. It's not unheard of. It's very possible, but it is a rough thing to do, especially against Aesir, who now has the dominant lead in economy. Full buying here with 1 Marui and 4 Vezins. Going for the meta push onto the hatch. Actually may try a quick push here onto B, judging by the amount of players over by the hatch. Never mind. Looks like we do have just the standard push here. We have Dusty going downstairs, trying to get some sound cues, maybe trying to get an early pickoff if he can. Meanwhile, most of these players actually holding B. Only Parasite on A. Balcony is open. LFT going for the lean peek on the rappel here, trying to get a cheeky peek off someone on the top stairs. Ninja Tim going for an info peek here. Does he check his corner downstairs? Dusty does not get seen. LFT downstairs with Dusty, unfortunately, and does take Dusty out. Dusty just not able to get the lean off. Invincible able to claim another rifle for themselves. Another peek here. Looks like Parasite does get taken out. Lyrics tries to get a bit of an ego peek and does not get it off. Zephyrin ego peeks out, takes out Invincible, tries to take out Hotline. Hotline does take out Zephyrin. Suddenly another 1v4 here. Todd takes out Ninja Tim, but Hotline gets the refrag with an Incendiary and Marui combo there. Just a real good winning combo. Aesir getting their 7th round here. .exe had a great start to the scrim, but unfortunately just couldn't hold back the dominant lead of Aesir for economy. Similarly modeling the peak here for Dusty, who unfortunately just he didn't get very lucky with the push that Aesir had with 2 downstairs pushers. Just getting refragged there. Well done to both teams. A fantastic showing on both sides. Aesir claiming this map, but we'll see what second map looks like. I'm excited to see it. It's been a very hype scrim so far to watch, especially with the bots getting some action. Bot Callum able to take out one of these players. Looking at the final stats here, we did have a pretty dominant lead from LFT, having, I believe, about a 2.3 KD, with Invincible not far behind on a near 2.0, I believe a 1.8. Meanwhile, over on .exe, the stats are a little more even, with 8 and 9 from Parasite and Dusty, both Zephyrin at 6 and 10. Then Lyrics and Todd bringing up the rear. We did have LFT and Invincible both going double digits. Well done to them. Looks like second map has not been voted on yet. A great showing from both teams. I can't get over how exciting the scrim has been so far. Looks like we may have a server change. I hope it's a server change. Maybe one of these teams deciding to change the server, trying to get just a better ping. But just well done to both these teams. It's been such an exciting match to watch, and especially for 2 different leagues here, seeing how they deal with... Sorry. 2 different leagues here, seeing how they deal with each other, seeing how maybe the rule sets change, having that pixel walk, it didn't really help at all, it didn't really do anything, but we'll see if maybe... Sorry, having some difficulties here. Not quite sure what the password is. Talking to the team captains here, trying to get it figured out. Looks like maybe the wrong password was entered from one of these teams. Regardless, while we wait, I'm curious what the next map is going to be. I don't have much information on .exe. I'm guessing it is their map pick, so if I had to guess, if they wanted to pick a bit of a more neutral map, maybe they could go for Factory, trying to get some, you know, good picks off. Got the correct password. Alrighty. .exe looks to actually be starting maybe on offense this time, but maybe that's just how they joined. We'll see. So far, Aesir is leading pretty well, but .exe is putting out great showing, getting down to these 1v2s pretty often. Aesir just kind of steamrolling on their offensive half, just having a great set of pushes going on, especially with their droning. For being taken out, they had to improvise quite a bit. Aesir having to improvise on that offense. .exe doing some great information denial for those drones, taking them out with those grenades, getting some good peeks off without overextending in order to try to cinch down these rounds, just unfortunately not able to get it off in the end. But it's been great to watch. Alrighty, it looks like map has been picked here. So let's talking to one of the team captains. I'm excited to see what this next map is going to be, and if it's going to be as explosive as Hideout was. Hopefully .exe does get their 5th in here, and hopefully Ninja Tim does not keep disconnecting. You know, it happened twice, but he did get a kill as the bot without even taking it over, so let's see how it continues from here. Bots are just so deadly with shotguns. Looks like I was right on Factory. A bit of a soul read there, paying off. Looks like .exe is still waiting for their 5th. While they do that, I've been seeing just some great utility usage here from both teams. You know, with some great grenades and some early incendiaries from .exe. Normally, I have been praising, in this offseason, I have been praising, especially since the update, you know, praising just kind of storing away some utility, not using incense until the EMP is down, things like that. However, when it comes to trying to get some early picks off, if you can notice that they are pushing together on Garage, on Hideout, there's only one entrance to Garage if they're all coming from the same spot. And so you can incendiary, and they did get 2 players down to half. You know, it was a great health trade, especially for pistol rounds. It's just kind of trying to prioritize what you're going to use that utility on is really important, and what some, you know, lower level teams just can't seem to grasp right now. But it looks like Aesir and .exe both are really trying to use that utility to their fullest potential, not wasting it just trying to get a single, you know, hit off. They're trying to really get their use out of those $200 or $300 in some cases. It's a great thing to see. You know, just trying to get as much bang from their buck as they can. I'm excited to see what these two teams will do. I'm pretty sure the Breachers BCL season is actually on right now. So you might be able to track .exe's progress as they go. Aesir is in the VRML off season. So once the season does start up, once we know a start date, that'll be very exciting. While we're in the bit of an intermission here, I just want to say, I am Plague Doctor. I am a recently acquired League caster, so I'll hope to be casting some of the games that you'll be seeing throughout the next VRML season, not BCL. But maybe in the future. Regardless, getting into Factory here, it looks like Aesir will be starting on defense on Factory. Most likely, this was .exe's map choice then, which I was, I believe, right on that. Looking at the gun choice here, we do have actually a Cyclone coming out from Todd, but I think he put that to great use in pistol round on Hideout. So we'll see how this goes on Factory. We do have maybe, not, it's a bit too early to guess here, but I was going to say maybe an off meta to B, judging by the player placements here. We do have actually LFT going for a Spectral, along with a Spectral on all of Aesir, going down with 2 Incendiaries, 2 frags, and then a smoke. Looks like we do have the meta push here from .exe. They will be droning in on Dusty. Well, let's tune into the drone usage here to see what corners they check and what the droning looks like. This is really useful to see for a lot of teams, especially if you're not .exe able to see what these teams will drone out, what higher level teams prioritize when it comes to droning. Looks like they will be checking back corner here, trying to check the hatch is clear. They know the immediate area is clear, so they're going to have someone push in. They do check back corner. They might have missed someone in this corner, maybe look a little further down in the future. Checking back, they may miss someone by this doorway, but it looks like there is no one there. Hatch is clear. It looks like they're going to be going forward. Just a quick A push here. There are 4 players on A. A grenade going down, maybe a little bit early. They don't really think any players are down there. Maybe just trying to take out the static. We do have both of their grenades going down, unfortunately. Now, .exe only has foam to work with. They don't have any offensive utility. Todd is foaming the wall. We did have LFT almost getting taken down by a friendly grenade. We have Parasite actually on the B point here. Ninja Tim rotating up the stairs. Ninja Tim does take out Todd from down below. Ninja Tim now has EMP. Chooses to push up rather than just hold the EMP down. Might be a bit of a blunder, but just trying to play with his team. Probably a good choice here. Parasite is actually in the B point now. LFT seems to have heard the window pop, or maybe it's just checking the flank. Sleeping Thug is in, does kill it, take down Zephyr, and Parasite does take out LFT. Trying to push through connector here to help his teammate. Sleeping Thug gets a great incendiary off on Parasite. Parasite is trying to get a few more hits off before he does perish. Dusty trying to get some picks off on someone in the window here. Ninja Tim trying to just climb out and take him out. Does get the kill. Mr. Aura Flighty getting peeked here, getting egoed by Sleeping Thug. Just bot walked and does take him out on the hip fire. Well done. Well done. Looks like we do have Aesir winning the pistol round, able to get some good economy here, getting an Arill from Invincible, having a lot of cash to work with on the second round. .exe having to go for pistols here, not going for SMGs. Probably a smart move, seeing as they don't have a ton to work with. Will be interesting to see what they try to do here, especially without a drone, it looks like. Only an incendiary here from .exe. They don't have much else. And maybe a Jesper save here from Todd. Meanwhile, over on Aesir, they do have an incendiary, a grenade, and another frag. Trying to just hold down these points. I've been seeing some early frags there from .exe on Hideout, just not really able to take much out. Kind of wasting $400. We'll see if they get that back on this round with that incendiary and smoke. Dusty watching front door to see if anyone was going to peek out. We do have Ninja Tim on the stairs, choosing not to peek out immediately, trying to bide his time here in case someone tries to go to hatch. Looks like we do have storage being cleared here. Going for some great play spaces in. Todd trying to clear it out. Hotline and LFT both in this room with a grenade primed. Hotline may go for the early grenade here if he does get a few more sound cues, trying to figure out how many players are there, if it's worth it to even throw the grenade out this early. Parasite does get taken out by Ninja Tim on the outside peak. Or Flighty does not get taken down there. Sleeping Thug takes out Dusty. Looks like .exe will be calling an A rotate here. Trying to rotate around and get the refrag for their teammate. Not able to get it off. Have Aura Flighty watching upstairs trying to take out Ninja Tim. He decides to rotate around. Hotline taking out Zephyr. Todd getting taken out in storage. Or Flighty getting climbed out on here, getting egoed by a one-hand from LFT. The disrespect in that one hand. Maybe trying to prove a point. Aesir now up 2 rounds on Factory on defense. .exe going for a Force Buy or a Flighty heading to grab a Vezin. Trying to just get some rounds down. We do have Aesir also going for a Force Buy here, except for Invincible going with an Arill. Well done from Aesir to get that round off. .exe on the back foot when it comes to their economy, trying to just claim some rounds off. Most likely going to be a meta Tetris push here from .exe. Aesir going to have to contend with probably a few wall blows here, especially with Breaching Foam there from Todd, able to open everything up. Parasite grabbing an Incendiary and a Frag, as well as a drone from Zephyrin. We'll see how that droning goes down. Meanwhile, over on Aesir, not a lot of defensive gadgetry. We do have a static on the inside here, as well as just a player in lockers. Not really anything on the point entrances. Actually, a door blocker now goes down onto lockers. Zephyrin droning out Tetris here, trying to see, all right, there's nothing immediately in Tetris. Might get shot out here by the player in Hall, denying information, knowing there is someone by the backside of the hatch. Sleeping Thug leaning around on a very devious lean here, trying to get some picks off, almost taking down Todd. Does take down Todd, but gets killed because he tries to turn around and run rather than holding his ground. Invincible does take out Zephyrin. Or Flighty gets a great pick off on Hotline, gets refragged by Invincible. Suddenly, Dusty at just the 2-minute mark already on a 1v3 here. .exe just getting some negative trades, unfortunately. LFT does lean around this vending machine, trying to get some shots off. Invincible gets some leg shots off on Dusty. Dusty maybe reevaluating this peak here. Dusty probably going to go for a save here. A bit of a... yeah, there's not much he can do here, unless he just tries to get some pick off through the hatch. LFT is watching it very carefully. Invincible sitting behind the vending machine here, just hoping someone peeks him. Dusty is trying to watch lockers. Looks like we did have actually bot Nicholas get taken over by Hotline here. We may have had a disconnect from Aesir. Looks like we did have a disconnect from Aesir, with Zephyrin disconnecting, unfortunately. Do have Dusty maybe looking to Incendiary anyone in that back hallway, covering it, but maybe getting picked by some trips from LFT. Unfortunately, not checking his corner. That drone not staying up long enough at the beginning of the round to ping out the trips. Well played there from Aesir, playing some hatch defense, getting some great kills off from locker room, and cinching that round for their team. Now able to full buy pretty easily. .exe trying to force buy here, just get any rounds off Aesir before they go to offense. Do have some trips being placed down here by LFT, trying to cover in storage. Maybe if they try to push the wall. The trips are staggered, so if one of them goes off and kills a player, they might be able to let the other one go off. We did see that happen in one of these casted scrims, where, you know, it killed one player, they assumed it was clear, so another player went through and got taken down to 10 health immediately. Looks like we have Todd going for a Marui, going for more long-distance play, along with Parasite. Over on Aesir, 2 Maruis, 3 Vezins, trying to really just get this round off. Playing a dangerous game with their economy, with Hotline only at 200 after buying. If they go down, they're not going to have, you know, loser income. Looks like we have Aura Flighty almost getting taken down by a great shot from LFT. Ninja Tim almost getting killed by a grenade when he takes over the bot. LFT in storage, playing a dangerous game, able to take out Aura Flighty and Todd through a wall bang. Zephyrin ego peeking, does get the kill off, almost gets refragged by Invincible, does get refragged here. Dusty getting flanked by Sleeping Thug. Parasite able to take out Hotline and Sleeping Thug both. Suddenly, Ninja Tim on a 1v1. Trying to get the kill off here on Parasite. Parasite does get the EMP, blocking off the point with that Incendiary. Ninja Tim now knowing where Parasite is, approximately. Suddenly, on a 1v1, this could be anyone's game. Ninja Tim holding the Vezin, Parasite holding a Marui, able to do some more long-distance shots, get some corner bangs off. Ninja Tim does get flashed. deciding not to peek. Parasite takes some damage to the trips, doesn't go down. Some great trips there from Aesir. Parasite suddenly at 10 health. Sorry, 13 health. In the point through the smoke. Ninja Tim, none the wiser. No sound cues here. Parasite gets a great blind fire off, just barely seeing Ninja Tim. Deciding to shoot the body. Now, getting their first round. Well done to .exe, getting kill off. Suddenly, Aesir, their economy is looking pretty abysmal. LFT, Hotline, and Sleeping Thug all too poor to get a rifle. Ninja Tim just barely able to afford one, along with Invincible. Suddenly, .exe looking pretty strong. Obviously, somewhat in the same situation as Aesir last round, where if they do lose this round somehow, they will unfortunately be pretty poor. They do have the losing, economy here, just because they did lose a few rounds in a row, so they will get more money than they would have before. LFT looks to be guarding the hatch upstairs along with Sleeping Thug. We do have Todd upstairs trying to cover this door. It looks like we do have not really any roamers here from Aesir, trying to just hold down the point, except for LFT going back upstairs. Might get picked off by Todd here if he waits too long. No drone here from .exe. Not quite sure what they're looking to go for here. Just, they don't really seem to like using drone at all, and it's an odd choice to not use a drone, but maybe they just decided that some other utility is better utilized rather than a drone. Looks like they will be probably going for another A push here. Sleeping Thug might get caught out if the hatch gets blown and someone is immediately peeking him. We do have LFT upstairs, who may try to rotate through and take out the people on the hatch. Sleeping Thug, knowing there's someone right outside the point. Hearing these footsteps, hatch is actually not primed. Oh my goodness, .exe doesn't have foam. How did I not notice that? How did they not notice that? Unfortunately, they can't blow any hatches. They can't blow any walls. Parasite does take out Invincible from the gravel there. Nice job to him. Sleeping Thug tries to ego. Gets the kill there by Zephyrin. Hotline and LFT both upstairs. They maybe thought the hatch was going to be blown, but there just is no foam. Ninja Tim taking out Todd and Zephyrin from downstairs, I believe, getting taken out by an ego from Parasite. Dusty outside, coming in. Aura Flighty rotating through now, knowing B is clear. LFT and Hotline both. LFT kind of confused why the hatch isn't down, maybe. Hotline now rotating through. .exe not having foam actually paying off for them now, because there's no way for these players to enter the point except for from this main entrance, basically. Dusty is behind the bomb. A great grenade there. Getting some hits off. Now they know where these players are. Dusty does get the kill up on Hotline, getting the refrag for his teammate. LFT looking to rotate through. Does have to ego this. He unfortunately doesn't have a lot of time. Or Flighty going for some blind fires here. What accurate, very accurate blind fires. The LFT does get the kill off on Dusty, trying to rotate through, get the diffuse off. Or Flighty knowing he doesn't have time. Just doesn't have time. Or Flighty looking to rotate through. LFT does get the kill off, but unfortunately just can't get the diffuse. .exe claiming their second round. Not having foam paid off in the end, but unfortunately, they don't have a great economy now. Having to use pistols on switch round, they just barely can't afford a rifle except for Parasite. At 3,000, all of them. Unfortunately, their gamble is not paying off. Aesir, not that much better off, having 3 Vezins than having to go 2 Aurils rather than anything else. Looking at the push here, .exe has to do something pretty drastic here to claim a round, I would say. Looks like they are going to buy all the utility they can. Aesir not having a ton to work with here, not really going for much defensive or offensive utility. I would almost prioritize offensive at this point. You need to use things actively in order to get it off. If you use things, try to use passive equipment here, it might just get shot out and then you're just down a lot of money. Getting some incendiaries, getting some smokes would allow them to buy a lot of time for their team, because that's what they need to play here, basically. LFT almost gets immediately picked. LFT and Hotline both getting flashed. If I were Hotline here, I just wouldn't be out behind this vending machine. You're just kind of stuck here, unfortunately, getting peeked by 5 people. It's just a rough situation to be in, getting pushed by Todd. Zephyrin does get the kill up on Hotline. LFT taking some rounds as well. Sleeping Thug does take the drone out here, but the static there gets taken out by a great grenade. Ninja Tim takes out Aura Flighty as Parasite takes him out on the refrag. LFT in the point trying to get some blind fires through the wall. Aesir on a 3v4 here. Todd is about to blow this wall. Zephyrin looking to info peek in. Sleeping Thug on a great blind fire, getting some shots off, just not taking them down. LFT getting hard peeked here. A great drone takedown there from Aesir, not denying any information. Zephyrin barely not taking damage there from that grenade. LFT trying to get some great blind fires off. Great incendiary there. Sleeping Thug takes out Todd. Suddenly a 3v3 here. They do still have a player up on roof. Invincible takes out Zephyrin with the grenade. Parasite at full health. LFT does get taken out there by Parasite. A great incendiary there. Maybe a little early from these Aesir players, but what are they going to do? Invincible having to do some info peeks here. Sleeping Thug just waiting, hoping that this wall behind him doesn't get blown. It's not even foamed. They might not even know where the foam is. Parasite shoots out the static, does get incendiary there, but that is all the utility that Aesir has to work with other than a smoke. And that smoke now does come out so Invincible can get to a better angle and claim a gun. Now having a Vezin rather than an Auril. Parasite rotating around, maybe hoping to plant. Invincible backing up into the corner here. Dusty pushing straight into the point through the smoke. Dusty gets taken out there. The gamble not paying off. Sleeping Thug facing the wrong direction here. Parasite gets taken out. Aesir gets the round off there. Well played, using that smoke to rotate to a better spot. .exe unfortunately pushing different sides there. Almost getting the round off because Sleeping Thug was facing the wrong direction. If he had just gone right instead of left, he would have got that off. Just getting a bit unlucky. Well played there from Aesir and .exe. You know, it could have gone either way, really, that last round, especially economy-wise. Looks like we do have a lot of pings coming out here from both teams. We do have a Taurus actually coming out from Dusty on .exe. Maybe feeling more comfortable with these hallways on Factory rather than Hideout. Looking at the scores here, we do have Parasite going 8 and 5, Zephyrin going 4 and 6, and Dusty going 2 and 6. Meanwhile, over on Aesir, we have 7, 3 and 7, 2 from Sleeping Thug and Invincible, and 6 and 3 from both Ninja Tim and LFT. Pretty even stat spread there. Not too much deviation. Looks like we do have a standard storage push here from Aesir. Also droning in on Ninja Tim. Looking at the drone here, the drone does get taken down by a grenade, but that does take out .exe's. Need a really unfortunate early incendiary there from both teams. Doesn't do too much for either team. Not even 10 seconds into the round, and already now 2 bits of utility. They kind of stack this utility on top of each other. .exe wasting their incendiary and their grenade on top of each other. I mean, what player is going to be standing in that incendiary and get taken down by it? Hotline gets a great kill off on Aura Flighty, is now stuck in the corner. Invincible trying to get a good grenade off, just doesn't get any hits there. Invincible almost getting corner bang. LFT taking out Zephyrin, pushing straight into the point. Ninja Tim gets a great kill on Parasite. LFT pushing straight in, getting killed by Todd with that Cyclone. Dusty trying to get a kill off with that Taurus. Invincible getting the kill off on Todd. Suddenly Aesir on a 5 and 2 lead, getting a great pistol round off and almost having all their players left alive, but Hotline does get killed off by his teammate. Aesir maybe feeling a lot more confident than they were on Hideout in the beginning. Looks like we do have Invincible with the Auril buy here, trying to go for a bit of a hero buy. Maybe his teammates will be playing off of him. .exe holding down some SMGs, trying to just get some kills off here for defense. If they can just play some time, hold down the point, not really go, I wouldn't go for much defensive utility. There's not much they can do with that right now, with not a lot of money, but some active utility, incendiary, a grenade, something, a smoke even, just to block off sight lines will be key factors in getting the round off, trying to disrupt Acer's push. That's one of the most important parts of the plays here at these higher level teams. You need to disrupt the other team, you know, try to get your own plays off, but make it so that the other team can't get into a groove, can't get into a, you know, get into their method, basically, trying to get their plays off. You need to disrupt them. If you don't, they can just, you know, get their practice off, get it done. We do have LFT shooting on both these windows. Dusty is in this hallway outside Tetris, almost Mr. Aura Flighty in lockers. Dusty does take out LFT, but gets refragged by Hotline, almost getting refragged again. Zephyrin taken out by Hotline. Suddenly, Sleeping Thug on a 1v2 here, trying to blind fire. .exe does claim the round. Acer maybe a bit of a blunder on Tetris there. Unfortunately, all dropping through, trying to get refrags. So .exe playing that the right way, pushing up together to get refrags as well. Acer going down a little bit of money here, but able to force buy, it looks like. Trying to just cinch off and guarantee themselves overtime. Maybe a good idea, maybe not. It depends on how this round goes. .exe still hurting for cash. Not able to get much other than getting... Looks like Zephyrin is going to go for a Knut here. Going for maybe some longer distance shotgun plays. We did see Bot Callum use that to great effect. Looking at the scores here, Parasite now holding a 1.5 KD. Well done to him. Invincible holding a 3.0. Very impressive for a scrim like this. Along with the rest of his team, all having 7 kills. Well done to Acer holding it down here. Looking at the push, we do just have most likely a standard A push here. Mr. Aura Flighty out here a little long, but it looks like he will get back just in time. Sleeping Thug will be droning his team in here. We'll see what the droning looks like. Checking in. Doesn't really look for any utility here. Unfortunately, Sleeping Thug, Aura Flighty gets droned out immediately. It gets killed very quickly. .exe now down a player, knowing there are people heading to A. Zephyrin outside the point. Does get droned out. Does get killed from the hatch. Suddenly, .exe on a 3v5 with one of their players actually downstairs. Parasite trying to rotate up like Ninja Tim. Dusty in War Room, not getting droned out, able to stay hidden for now. Looks like they will just go for a quick plant here. Dusty trying to punish with a grenade. Doesn't get the kill off. Sleeping Thug pushing straight in, trying to stem Hotline. Hotline somehow not taking damage from that incendiary. Sleeping Thug taking out Todd. Invincible taking out Parasite. Aura Flighty taking out Sleeping Thug with some trips. Dusty now, unfortunately, his location is revealed to these Acer players because of where he is. LFT pushing through the incendiary there. What an odd choice. Losing his life to that incendiary, not even having his gun up. Ninja Tim Ego pushing with the Knut. Taking out Dusty. Acer on a 6-3 lead here on Factory, guaranteeing themselves OT. .exe having to win 4 rounds in a row, including the OT round where the money gets reset. Rough prospect here. It has been done. This is about the same situation these two teams are in on a Hideout. Acer at 6-3, getting some great rounds off. Able to claim back some rounds on the offense here. .exe did get a round off on defense, though. Maybe they can use that to their advantage, especially going into this with a soft buy. Going for definitely a force buy here. Zephyrin, unfortunately, only able to get in a rill. Acer going for just a full buy, other than LFT, who actually opts for an RCP rather than going for, you know, maybe an Arill or something like that. Maybe just more comfortable with the higher fire rate. Todd is in B. Looks like we do actually have 2 downstairs roamers here from .exe. Could pay off, but it's a bit of a steep gamble here for these players. Dusty is on A. Looks like they will have a grenade coming out here from Acer. Drone gets taken down immediately, but now knowing Zephyrin is in that hallway, going for the same situation before, Sleeping Thug does get the kill off. An odd choice, just go with the same push they did before that didn't really work. Todd trying to blind fire, hold his point off on his own, getting blind fired here, getting taken down by a double push. Suddenly, Acer has full control of B. Dusty in A point, getting pushed by Invincible, not having his gun up, does get taken down. Aura Flighty does take out LFT with Hotline taking out Dusty. Suddenly, Aura Flighty alone on a health deficit. And Acer takes Factory. very quick rounds here on Factory in the latter half. Aesir having a pretty tough offensive game to, compete with. Looking at final scores here, other than missing one of the .exe members, looks like we lost one of these members, but we do have Sleeping Thug at above a 2.0 KD, along with Invincible nearly at a 3.0. Well done to those players, along with .exe holding their own pretty well. Unfortunately, just not able to claim some rounds off on defense here on Factory. Well done to both of these teams holding their own against each other. BLC versus VRML teams, the skill difference is not that big. It's just, unfortunately, not able to get the latter half of these rounds off. I'm asking the teams if there will be a third map. Hopefully, I get a pretty prompt response. Well played from .exe, just unfortunately not able to finish out the game. I very much enjoyed watching these two teams play. What a very action-packed scrim. There wasn't much downtime like in some of the scrims I've been watching. BLC recently renamed to Bacon, Lettuce, Cheese. Seeing them play, they do wait pretty late into the round in order to finish out the game. Looks like we will not be having a third map here from these two teams. But, it's very fun to watch these two teams play. Especially the utility usage from both teams. Maybe a little bit early there on Factory, but Hideout used very, very well. I think both teams have great potential in their respective leagues. And Aesir obviously being pretty high up there on the standings, gaining some great players over off-season. Regardless, this has been Plague Doctor, and this was a scrimcast between two different leagues here. BLC with .exe and VRML with Aesir. Very fun scrim to watch, and this has been very enjoyable for me to cast. I hope I get to see these two teams scrim again so I can watch them have a rematch. See if .exe can get some great plays off against Aesir. With that, I think that'll be it for me. I hope you all have a great rest of your night. And that was the game.